very quick little proof of concept kind of thing that I whipped up over the weekend, which is a little AI chatbot thing. So it's down here at the moment. Obviously the design is just what I come up with. Nothing set in stone, obviously, and also it's not publicly available. It is live, but it requires this little parameter in the URL, and it's only on a few sites. So it's down here, and it just says, "Hi, how can I help you?" And you can, "Hi, what products, oops, and services do you provide?" And obviously, it's driven by ChatGPT. See if this actually works. There we go. It seems to be working, which is nice. It's driven by the content in the brief, just like our normal AI-generated content. I've installed it on a few sites so far, just these 4. I'll send around links as well, so you can have a play yourself. Do you do solar installations in Hamilton? And hopefully, yes, we certainly do. Service the Hamilton Regional Solar Power System Design, blah, 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 blah. So this is driven by the new Assistance API from ChatGPT. The Assistance API, it just uses normal ChatGPT AI-generated content, but the cool thing about it is it's basically a pre-built, really long system prompt. So this is the prompt that it uses. This part here is the part that I have written, and it's kind of similar to what we're using already for the AI-generated content, like use plain English, use UK spelling, with a few tweaks. Like if users require more information, you should ask them for an email address or phone number. Tell them that someone will get back with them soon. It says respond in the first person. I said respond succinctly because I found that it kind of waffles. It will send back 3 paragraphs, which is not really chatbot kind of behavior. And then the rest of it in this triple quote block is basically taken from the brief, and it's obviously not all the information in the brief. We could expand this further, but this is just similar to the MCP content, I think it was, on the homepage. But anyway, all of this can be tweaked, and we can use different parts of the brief. The whole thing can be like 32 kilobytes, which is quite a lot. It's all of the information in the brief would fit in here quite comfortably. I'm pretty sure. Assistance can be created programmatically via the API. I created all of these manually just for testing, but we could quite easily automatically create an assistant for every site where we have a brief. Really, it's just one API call, really straightforward. So the front end part of it, this chat widget is just a off-the-shelf chat component, which I just found, and I quite like it. I think it's pretty good, and I really just connected the 2 systems together. The Assistance API is in beta. It works really well. I haven't found any problems with it at all so far. Works great. The only one issue with it is that it doesn't stream. ChatGPT will write back 1 word at a time, which is streaming. The Assistance API doesn't stream. You might have noticed that it does type out the response, like this appears 1 word at a time, but that's an illusion. The server is waiting for the entire response, and then it's being displayed 1 word at a time. So the downside of that is just a bit of delay. It just takes longer because we have to wait for the entire message before we start displaying it to the user. I would imagine that ChatGPT will sort that out. OpenAI will add streaming functionality to the Assistance API. So the way I'd imagine this working, if this if we decide that this is worthwhile, by the way, that this is just a suggestion, up to other people as to whether we want to run with it. The way I'd imagine it would work is that if we decide that the user or the customer wants a chatbot, we would just kind of basically tick a box somewhere in the site settings that says, yeah, we've got a chatbot. Maybe set some other parameters. I don't know what those parameters might be, but we can offer some customizations. And then behind the scenes, it would just go away and create the assistant using the prompt, and then it would just appear on the page, and presumably we would bill them for it. Hopefully this will be a revenue generating tool. If the assistant prompt, if the assistant instructions is what they're called, is not suitable, then we could allow editing it quite easily. Really, it's just one giant text box. So we would basically just provide a giant text box where users could edit this, and we would just update the Assistance API with the new instructions. Currently, it's only available for sites with a brief, but if we want to use it on other sites that don't have a brief, then we could just provide the giant text box, and it would be mostly blank. It would probably have this fixed stuff at the top, and then this part here would be blank, and someone like PM or whoever could just fill it in with all the information that might be necessary. We could look into trying to automatically generate it based on the site content. I haven't really looked into that yet, but that's probably possible. Like I said, this is just a proof of concept at this point. If we do want to turn it into a product, we'd need to think about a few different things. We might want to do some rate limiting. Like if someone managed to look under the hood and find the API and bombard it with calls, our API that then talks to ChatGPT's API, they could bombard it with calls and we would get charged, which would not be cool. We probably want to look into billing. Obviously, I don't know how that would work from a billing point of view. It could be a fixed cost, it could be a cost per message, but we would probably want to know which clients are eating up our costs. We pay OpenAI it's actually per token, and the length of the message is kind of related to the token, or the number of tokens. We'd probably want to log the messages so that they're available in Stats Center or via the app. We'd want to report on them probably. We'd want to notify people that someone has initiated a conversation and possibly wants more information. We should probably try to extract phone numbers and email addresses. Oh, by the way, I don't think I mentioned that. Did I mention it? I can't remember. If the prompt has, if users require more information, you should ask them for an email address or phone number. We're dealing with plain text, so we have to try and extract phone numbers and email addresses, which might not be 100%, but we should do our best. We need to think about error handling. ChatGPT still goes down from time to time. It's not 100%. And we should handle those situations gracefully rather than just making the user wait forever or displaying an ugly error message. I wonder if we'd need to think about liability. If the chatbot says that the company does something that they don't, or who's liable? Do we need to think about that? And we probably should look at Google's offering. Gemini might provide something similar. I haven't actually looked at it, to be honest, but I'd imagine that they will be at least thinking about it, and they might release something similar soon. So I don't know. That's just my list of things that we probably should think about if we decide to run with this and make it a real product. So anyway, over to you. Keen for your thoughts. I will send around links with the 4 sites that have the chatbot live or not live. Requires that parameter in the URL, which obviously the public are not going to be using. And yeah, have a play with it. Let me know what you think, and we can go from there. Thank you very much. Have a good day.